Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining another episode of the Educational Leadership Podcast. We have another very special guest. Before we introduce our guest, we do want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Ideal Impact. Ideal Impact's giving away hundreds of millions of dollars to public education in the form of a free gift. So if your district needs unrestricted funds, reach out to Ideal Impact. Okay, today we have Superintendent Traylor from Veribest ISD. Superintendent Traylor, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. And just so our listeners get to know you a little bit, could you share a little bit about your background?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is my 20th year in education. I started teaching in Weatherford ISD, the Metroplex, when I first started my career. And then when I decided I was going to explore the administrative world, I moved out to Big Lake, Texas, and I was elementary principal for 7 years in West Texas. Then I went to the Panhandle to Sunray to get some high school experience. So high school principal for 3 years. And here I am now at Veribest, the Veribest superintendent for my 5th year, the start of that. So it's been an interesting run.
Awesome. How is that for marketing? Veribest. So you got the Veribest school district and Veribest school superintendent. I like it.
We use it every day.
Awesome. So what are you passionate about in public education? There's a lot going on. There always is. I think there always will be. Right now in public education, what are you passionate about?
My passion right now is trying to help everyone realize we have really good people who are out there giving their all every day for our students. And it seems like there is constant in our faith. In every profession, there's someone who does wrong or makes poor decisions, and in no way am I saying that's okay. But the amount of good, strong, caring people that are in our profession far outweigh those others. And so my passion at this moment in time is spreading positivity, highlighting my people, highlighting those that are in my network to show the phenomenal things that they're doing for students and for our future.
Love it. Yeah. Supporting the team, supporting the community. What are I was looking at the location of your district. It looks like it's a fairly rural area. Is that right?
Yes, we are. It's sort of strange because based on standards in our state, technically we shouldn't be classified rural, even though we are very rural. But we are in a county that meets the threshold of number of people that then in turn makes those school districts within the county not rural. But we are about 10 minutes east of San Angelo, in the middle of cotton fields, and we have 2 churches and the post office. That's it. It's a good 10 minutes if you want to go get something to drink. So our lifestyle is very rural, our location is very rural, and we are a small 1A school.
Small one. Okay, got it. And when students graduate, do they typically stay in the area, or do they go to another area, or?
Some do. It's pretty balanced. We have quite a few who go off to college, and those who enter the workforce generally stay, around the area. So we are 50% transfers because we are so close to San Angelo. And there's a lot of pasture land around, and I'm sure one day in the future, out of our control, we will grow. So we have room to work there if growth does happen. But most of our graduates do stay within the San Angelo area. Yeah.
And what's the job market look like for students that stay in the area?
If they stay in the area, you're looking at welding, you're looking at agriculture, oil and gas. Those are probably the top workforce in our area.
Got it. Oil and gas. Okay, very good. Yeah, I mean, it seems like some good industries. And what type of universities typically do you see a lot of your students going to? Like, in Texas, outside of Texas, or?
Well, being so close to San Angelo, we have Angelo State. So that is probably the biggest. We also have Howard College, which is a junior college and very strong as well. So we have two areas there that we're able, you know, we're very familiar with, and our kids are very familiar. First stage is a big deal. So quite a few of our students go that route. But we have had others go to Tech, go to A&M, you know, San Antonio, all over. So it really depends on the interest. I have a student this year, her passion since she was a little girl is to to go into culinary, and she will be going to San Antonio to the Culinary Institute. So, you know, we have lots of pathways for our kids.
Sounds like it. Yeah, that's awesome. And what's the vision, the future of the district look like? Is it growing? I mean, is there certain initiatives that you'll have a heavy focus on right now, or?
Well, a little history about us. We passed the bond my first year here. So, and that was a big deal to pass a bond. The bond had failed, you know, times before. And our school, I, I don't care for the word literally, but in this case, there's no other word. Our school was literally falling down. When it rained outside, it rained outside. The walls were crumbling. And to be quite honest, my first year, I wasn't really sure if I was even going to have a job if this bond didn't pass. It was in pretty bad shape. But we were able to do that, and we now have a beautiful new facility. And like I said, we are 50% transfer, so we are just maintaining right now. And I don't plan for growth. However, you never know what can happen around you. So we are able to absorb it if it happens. But we are very happy being a 1A school. You know, 6-man football, all the stuff. We love it. We like the close knit within our school district and our
Love it. And I know a lot of districts, some are leaning heavily into technology, some are not. You know, some are worried about private schools versus public schools, vouchers, non-vouchers. Is there anything on your radar right now where you're like, I need to keep an eye on this?
really, it really affected us. We're close enough, like they said, to San Angelo that it's not a big issue to concern ourselves with. My biggest thing is making sure I'm providing enough opportunities for my kids to go out to the real world ready. That is my focus. So we have added robotics as a CTE course, and we have a lot of kids interested in that, which is good because no matter whether you are in the city or you are out in Cottonfield, you have kids with different interests. And we have kiddos who are not interested in that, who are not interested in athletic. So we're trying to provide some opportunities where everyone has something that they love, which sometimes is hard when you're so small because, you know, it's hard to justify a CTE course if you only have 1 or 2 students interested. So you really have to listen to our kiddos and see what their interests are and make the best decisions that way. But we do have some really great programs going on.
Very, very good. And the community, what's the community like in the area?
The community is wonderful. Like I said, it is, I mean, there's not a lot here in town, but the people are good, genuine people that take care of each other and take care of our kids.
Love it. And any thoughts for other superintendents? Maybe somebody starting out, maybe somebody that's, I don't know, any words of wisdom, because we get a lot of superintendents listening in, and just kind of curious, and any thoughts for other superintendents?
My biggest advice that I give to everyone who asks and when I speak is when you take on a new role, whether you are a brand new leader or someone who's led before, but you never move fences until you learn how to rebuild. You need to understand why something was put into place before you got to change. And if you spend that first year focus on building relationships, learning the culture of that district, and understanding those things, it's a lot easier for change to happen than it really does too.
I like that. Yeah. I mean, innovation's key, but at the same time, know why those fences are built before they're moved. I like that. Very good. Any superintendents that may want to come on our show that you can think of that have been an inspiration to you in your career?
Well, several, and some of them are no longer superintendents, but our our educational service center, we're in Region 15 of Texas. It is phenomenal, and I've been in four, and I have to say it is pretty top notch. So the people there who held my hand and helped me learn along the way, Laura Struby, Dr. Callahan, those are great resources, and I would definitely encourage anyone to reach out to them if they need to guide.
Awesome. Awesome. Thanks for sharing that. Okay. Before we close out, any last thoughts?
I just want to tell everyone just keep smiling and keep pushing. We see you, we know what you're doing, we know you're working hard, and to remember to just do what you can to spread that positivity. The world has enough of it.
Absolutely. And there's a lot of amazing positive things happening in public education. And hopefully our listeners, they can see that, see all the great things that are happening in public education. Nothing's perfect. There's always room for improvement, but we're doing some amazing things in public education. Okay, before we close out, we do want to give one final shout out to our sponsor, Ideal Impact. Ideal Impact's giving away hundreds of millions of dollars of public education in the form of a free gift. So if your district needs unrestricted funds, reach out to Ideal Impact. And for those that have been tuning in, stay tuned for future episodes of the Educational Leadership Podcast.